Each summer, I address new Binghamton students during orientation. One piece of advice I always give them is to urge them to use the opportunities available here to the fullest, to get involved with the university, their faculty and staff, and their classmates in every way they can manage, because the chance to do so much with so many other talented people may not be an opportunity that gets repeated. I doubt it was because of my urging, but our speaker this morning certainly took full advantage of his time at Binghamton.
I never actually told them that I'd be commencement speaker today. This is the first time they found out. So surprise, Mom and Dad. Good morning to our grandparents, brothers and sisters, friends and extended families. 4 years ago, we were anxiously waiting to see whether Binghamton would send us a thick envelope or a thin envelope. The mail arrived at my house. There it was, a colorful packet and words that caught my eyes. You're the one we want. Congratulations, you have been accepted to Binghamton University. Perfect. Until I read the second sentence. Unfortunately, due to the record number of over 26,000 applicants this year, you have been admitted to the spring 2008 semester. So I couldn't come until January. Thank you, Binghamton. 4 years. Look at how far we have come in 4 years. In these past 4 years, we have witnessed our team participate in the NCAA basketball tournament. We have seen one of our athletes, break the 4-minute mile barrier. We've witnessed the culmination of President DeFlore's campus leadership. And we have witnessed the inauguration of the first African-American president of the United States. Maybe you guys can remember the ride. You know, the very first day we came to Binghamton. My parents and I had arrived at 8 a.m., and as I had expected, my mom was crying. I could remember circling around the brain, trying to find Mountain View as my mom was crying. Eating lunch with my parents, and my mom was crying. Eating dinner with my parents. To finally seeing my crying mother and father leave at 9 p.m. But before my parents departed, my father left me with these words. 4 years, son. All you have to do is work hard for 4 years and your future will be set. This is your opportunity. But there I was, Dad, afraid to move. And as much as I wanted to take your advice and put myself out there, I was scared. I look back to living in a triple, and not just with two guys who have known each other already for 1 semester, but to living with a set of fraternal twins who have known each other for their entire lives. It's for you, Cohens. Or to the first time I did my laundry, and to how a couple of days later, I became confused when I realized that I had a bump in my shirt, to eventually pulling out a sock from my shirt in the middle of a lecture. Except it wasn't even my sock, and embarrassed, I quickly stuffed it back in. I think back to the 2 months that I bought Luna bars on every Tuesday and Thursday until my friends pointed out that the small, tiny print on the bottom of the bar read, "The whole nutrition bar for women." Each and every day of our awkward freshman year was a learning opportunity. A year later, 3 years, son, Dad said. Work hard and stay focused, and you'll have a great future. I entered my sophomore year knowing that I wanted to do something more than I had as a freshman. You know, you'd think I had it set. You see, I come from a unique background, a blend of 2 different religions. I have a Catholic mother and a Muslim father. Being brought up in a family of 2 religions has taught me that it's important to not only tolerate these differences, but to celebrate them. But still, it was hard for me to branch out and meet more people or girls. So I took on a leadership role. I tried out for the ballroom dance team without actually having any dance experience. And to my surprise, I made the team and met a girl. She asked me out, but I said no. I'm sorry. It was winter break, and I couldn't get her out of my head. I didn't know what it was about her, But I became obsessed. So I turned to every college student's best friend, Google. And so I searched 5 ways to know for sure that she likes you. Am I an idiot for turning this girl down? How do I know if she still likes me? And after a winter full of obvious doubts, I went for it. And now I look out to her, sitting next to my parents, and say thank you. Because if it wasn't for her support, I wouldn't be up here. 2 years, son. Thank you. 2 years, son. You're halfway there. Life goes by fast, Dad said, but this is your chance to make it better. So I became an RA. I got accepted into SOM and took part in a very interesting internship in Washington, D.C. And for the 6th and last time, changed my major. In the span of a year and a half, I moved from being a mathematics major to chemistry going pre-med, then to economics and political science, to a double major in financial economics and Arabic, and now to finally, a double major in accounting and Arabic. All the while, I had told my father that I was on the right track. Senior year. 1 year left, Dad said. This is it. Hold out, work hard, and stay focused, and you will have a world of opportunities in front of you. I want you to live a better life than I did. You see, my father's perspective of opportunity comes from a rich culture, deeply rooted in tradition from his homeland of Egypt. His story represents the fundamentals that our nation was built upon. When my father was 22, the same age that most of us are today, he boarded a plane and headed to America with a bag of clothes and less than $200 in his pocket. He could not speak English. He applied for jobs, got fired, and then applied for more, never losing sight of why it was he was here. He wanted to make enough money to help out his family in Egypt. He was living the American dream. Today, my dad has just put his first son through college. Now, if I had to come up with something to sum up our college experience, or come up with some words or a phrase that can somehow lead us into our future, it would be this: do something even if it's wrong. For my entire life, my Irish and Dutch grandfather would repeat this phrase to me, and each time I would laugh and shrug it off and say, yeah, I know, I got it. But today, I speak before you convinced that this was the most profound advice that I have ever received. Do something even if it's wrong. What my grandfather meant was that we must not be scared to put ourselves out there. We must experiment with our idea of the person who we want to be. We must take risks and not be afraid of making mistakes. So here we are, future students of top med schools, law schools, grad schools, Teach for America participants, Peace Corps volunteers, Army and Navy enlistees, future employees, interns, or looking for employment. Even though we are all going our separate ways, all of us share a common bond of being Binghamton grads. And now I am on my own way to pursuing my own American dream. But we all are. It's our time now, our turn to pursue our own dreams and create our own futures. This country has seen dramatic changes since my father arrived here. The world that we live in has become smaller and more global, but our opportunities have become more immense. We must put ourselves out there. Yet I wish to take this a step further because I believe that we have a greater responsibility. I believe that we must take advantage of all the opportunities presented to us and give back to those who may not have these same opportunities in hopes that one day they will too. To the class of 2011 and my fellow class of Binghamton, I love you and will miss you. Thank you.
Sharif, I and all of us thank you, and I expect you're going to be back here speaking, getting an honorary degree in about 30 years or so.